herO, ByuN, SOS, Bunny.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the GSL Codes. I'm Tasteless, joined with Rapid. We got a great day coming up.
That is very true. We have GSL champions playing today, every day. It's truly a good day for StarCraft. There's been a lot of it lately, but with the GSL Codes round of 16 kicking off, the action is just really heating up. You can see our results from day one in Group A, Solar and Innovation advancing, and now we can fill that out a little bit more here in Group B.
Cannot wait. I love when we do get to the round of 8. It's kind of crazy because we're so stacked so far in the round of 16. Obviously, you got to be happy with Innovation and Solar moving on. And tonight, we've got players like herO, players like SOS.
Yeah, players like ByuN as well. We have a chance to see him in the first series. And then new up-and-comers like Bunny, who his name has been around there for a while, but only recently has he hit kind of a hot streak. So we get a chance to see how he can measure up against these GSL champions.
And I do want to point out, going into this tournament, at the start of 2016, we had a lot of players we were sort of dismissing as the extras of the GSL, and those players ended up becoming dominant. Players like Gumiho, for instance.
Yeah.
We were used to seeing him always show great games, but we don't expect him to win. Bunny might be this player that in 2017 looks incredibly strong and ends up dominating in 2018, so do not count him out.
Absolutely, and I mean, there are no rules for this tournament as far as who's allowed to advance or drop out, because, I mean, we'll just see in this video what it looks like.
일단 제가 생각한 프로토스는 다 없어져가지고 네, 테란 쪽으로 가야 될 것 같아요.
이렇게 되면 테란 쪽으로 좀 가게 되면은
준호 형한테 최근에 너무 많이 져가지고 사실 좀 두렵긴 해요.
토요일이면 아침에 해가지고 제 경기력이 다 안 나오더라고요. 가뜩이나 보여줄 경기력도 없는데
토요일에 걸리면 챌린지랑 하루에 2탕을 뛰어야 돼가지고 그게 좀 힘들 것 같아요.
낮 시간이 싫은 거예요.
그냥 내가 귀찮다.
그런가요?
귀찮음 같은 거 만들어줘야 되잖아요. 그러니까
뭐 게이머로서 경기하는데 그런
네.
거는 지장 없다 생각하고
야
일단 게임적으로 빡이래 하나는 거는 일단 현우 너무 컨트롤이 얄밉고 그리고 이겼을 때 막 암무빙 치면서 컨트롤하는 거 너무 얄밉고
시간대가 싫다라고 이야기했거든요. 누군가요? 김준호라면? 누군가요? 전태양인가요?
편할 것 같은데.
김변현인가요?
약한 척을 한 것보다 센 척을 하는
이거 대박 변현우예요. 와 진짜 싫다고 좀 이야기를 했는데
아까 말했듯이 준호 형 자체는 무섭지 않은데 제 일정이 무거워가지고 근데 준호 형 지난번에 같은 조였어요. 조지용식에서도 그때 준호 형이 탈락했던 걸로 아는데 제가 1등 기술이었거든요. 네, 그때처럼 갔으면 좋겠네요.
야 그래요.
아무나 들어와도 상관없는데 혹시 여기 들어오고 싶은 선수 있으면 손 한번 들어봤으면
손 한번 그럼 자 D조 강민수 마이크
아니요 제가 안 드릴게요.
제가 안 돼요?
네, 안 돼요.
그냥 안 들어요?
왜 안 돼요?
강민수는 제외서 아니 해버리면 어떡해요.
제가 알아서 뽑겠습니다.
그 박영훈 어때요?
영우 정도면 괜찮죠.
영우랑 하면 항상 연습이 게 나오기 때문에 하는 사람 재밌어요. 그리고 이길 자신 근데 이게 사실 너 후회하는구나. 이러면 이거 안 되는데.
저 형도 저렇게 말해놓고 안 뽑을 거 뻔하거든요. 무서워가지고. 근데 최근에 접은 적이 없어서 사실 빼니까 뭐 별거 없던데.
저게 다 거짓말이라니까요.
거짓말이에요?
그러니까 저랑 연습하면 이기지 못해요, 영우가.
진짜요?
네.
이렇게 오늘 GSL 16강 이상을 대결 펼쳐가지고 참교육 한번 하는 게 낫잖아요.
아니 싫어요.
싫어요? 박영훈 아니에요?
어이가 없네요.
어이가 없어요.
일단 뽑힐 때부터 생각했던 게 제가 절 뽑은 사람을 그러니까 좋게 만들어주지 말자. 그렇게 왔기 때문에.
그래서 김준호를?
그래서 준호 형한테 조금 강한 선수를 뽑으려고.
누구로 생각하세요 그럼 여기서?
그럼 박영훈 이강렬이 최고인데요.
최고잖아요 그럼.
한 명 더 있잖아요.
한 명 더 누구?
뻔하게 하긴 싫은데 일단 피하고 봐야 될 것 같아요. 시드권자라 다행이네요 생각해보니까. 아 이걸로 협박 엄청 당하겠네 또 조지명식에서.
김유진이가
김유진한테 달려가죠.
강민수 이재선
김유진
야 이거 진짜 대박입니다.
김철호 선수 지금 표정 안 좋아요.
얼굴 보세요.
전생에 무슨 인연일까요, 이랑?
오. 그러니까 변현우 선수 뽑아서 그런 거 아니에요?
없지 않아 있네요. 제 잘못이기도 하네요.
지명권까지 생겼거든요.
네.
전 저렇게 지금 세 명의 선수들이 서로 도란도란 앉아서 자기의 신세 한탄을 지금 하고 있는 모습이 지금 보이고 있는데
일단 제가 살아남아야 되기 때문에 좀 많이 고민이 되네요.
김유진이라면
이재선 시선 안
나를
맞으시죠?
위한 인생이냐?
이병렬 설마
진짜?
팀원
진짜로?
팀원인데 잠깐만요. 박명호 이재선 연습을 그렇게 도와줬는데
정말로 C조를 너무 가고 싶어가지고 제가 연습을 또 더 많이 도와드릴 테니까 안 뽑아주셨으면 좋겠어요.
아니 연습을 죽어라 도와줬는데 조지명식에서 뽑으면
이재선 C조의 꿈이 이렇게 무너집니까?
박영호는 자리 옮겼어요.
박영호
제 약간 선생님 느낌이거든요. 너무 잘하셔가지고 배우고 싶고.
고개 돌렸어요.
이재선을
C조 가야 되는데 이재선이네. 끌려갔습니다. 끌려왔어요. 와 진짜 이게 슬픈 영화의 한 장면이죠.
이재선만 울어요.
근데 세 명은 웃어요.
국가가 촉촉해요.
저는 근데 정말로 괜찮아요.
근데 눈이 빨갛게 눈물이 흘러 있는데요.
진짜 울기 직전이거든요.
그러니까요, 진짜 이게 정말 여러분 조지명식은 이렇게 냉혹합니다.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, some really funny reactions from our players, but I think you can tell overall.
Wait a minute, am I Artosis? Oh no! How could you? This is the last thing I ever wanted to be. Was the graphic said Artosis and Rapid? This is my worst nightmare. I've become Artosis. This is the one thing I never wanted to be. No!
You now can't eat meat anymore.
I'm a
You have
vegetarian
to sit
now.
up straight everywhere you go.
My bones hurt all the time. I'm a floppier nerd than I was before.
Thankfully, I am still
My
myself.
hair looks like baby bird feathers on my head. Oh, it's too bad I've
You go
become
home to your kids
Artosis.
every night.
Yeah, I've got 3 kids now. This is quite a turn in my life.
Oh my God! You gotta go on vacation all the time.
I know. I gotta leave all the time.
Okay, well, let's talk about our players
right.
here. This is herO. He is himself, although he too has an alter ego in the other heroes. Yeah, so he's going to be our first player tonight.
That's right.
I got to say, he has been looking kind of on fire. I think recently he's been struggling a little bit overall, not quite as dominant, but after seeing him in tournaments like IEM and GSL Super Tournament that he won, I mean, he's still definitely got it. One of the scariest Protosses out there.
His opponent, ByuN. This is easily one of the hottest Terrans in the whole world.
Yep.
Best control that there is, hands down.
Oh, easily, yeah.
I'm curious to see how herO style can operate against Bunny. herO is known as the guy that goes for the kill and usually gets it or rocks his opponent so badly that he's able to come and clean it up a little bit later on. But now we're seeing a new herO, one that is really developed and blossomed, I should say, into a Protoss that doesn't have to do that. I feel like on some level herO might want to still go for the rushes because I think the more units ByuN has, this is going to be something that's going to mess me up too. We have ByuN and Bunny. I almost called it ByuNy. I think that still, though, in late game, ByuN may have an edge just on his control. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, in early game, control matters a lot. Each individual unit is just that much more precious. So, I mean, we got to take our early game Protoss strategies while we can before the Mothership Core is out of there. So let's go ahead and get into our first game of the night, guys. It's going to be Ascension to Ire.
Incentive to Artosis.
Here we go.
I'm excited.
You read it correctly.
That's right. Ascension to Ire. ByuN versus herO. A PvT. Again, changes rapidly approaching StarCraft 2. Let's see how these guys try to dish it out. Only 2 guys are going to move on to the round of 8.
Fight!
In the GSL Codex.
2017 on 6. GSL Season 3. Code S.
In the bottom right, in the blue, he is
Root Gaming, herO.
Still a blue border, not yet a GSL champion.
That's right. Matches his jersey.
Got the color coordination going on. It also looks annoyed and angry.
In the upper left, in the red, a GSL Codes champion.
Team expert, ByuN.
Now, why is he red?
Oh, he doesn't get a...
He doesn't get the gold banner?
Aw.
Huh.
Aw. Okay, yeah, that guy's pretty good.
Hold up. We got herO already coming out. Is he going to do anything crazy with this?
Okay,
he doesn't have to. He could
yeah,
just
he
be
could just try to block an
scout.
expansion or annoy
Yeah.
the probe at the front building barracks. Not always does this mean a cheese, and of course we get to see SOS play later on, and then maybe always it means a cheese. So yeah, just gonna get in here and get early scouting information and be super annoying. He raises one deep. I'm like, that doesn't stop the probe from coming in.
It's gonna take you a little bit longer now. herO's gonna go for a quick Nexus here. So it looks like he just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything too crazy coming out of ByuN right away. Of course, it is still going to be a Reaper pressure here.
ByuN's start is now. I mean, indeed.
Well, isn't it kind of like he's started actually a while back? And
yeah, I feel like he started playing StarCraft.
The comeback is now. Well, I mean, he won GSL, you know.
Yeah, but
the greatest finals ever.
I get what he's getting at there. It's like the time to start your comeback is indeed nigh, making it on to the next round. And you know, I was reading a lot of predictions out there, and not a lot of faith in ByuN. I think a lot of people think, just like he said, there's you know, a lot of new changes that he has to deal with.
All right, so I had a Mum, NetWars, and Curie.
Oh man!
And all the hellos in there.
Also a Polish hashtag I can't read, but big fan of NetWars. They're like one of the biggest foreign StarCraft communities, actually. So.
Yeah, Poland's always been super big into StarCraft, even the early StarCraft 1.
Oh yeah, tons of pro gamers from Poland.
It's actually crazy if you go look at like some of the tournaments that they hosted at LAN cafes in Poland. You would see like sometimes 200 people that had showed up to play. And like a lot of really big names. Like sometimes there'd be upsets early on for some guy you hadn't heard of it taking out somebody else. Poland's always been really into RTS.
Yeah.
I don't know. Were they into Warcraft 3 that much? I actually don't.
Not as much as StarCraft.
Yeah.
I think Warcraft or StarCraft and Counter-Strike big in Poland. You actually got a chance to hang out with Draco from Poland.
I did. Yeah. The guy that looks like, when he's playing, it looks like he's holding a goldfish in his mouth, man.
Also just looks like he could be a male model at the same time.
Oh, he's a sharp-looking guy.
I don't know how to do it.
Taste had to go in there and nerf his face.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
make him hideous. You can't be this good and be good looking.
It's like StarCraft Fight Club.
There's got to be something. I'm like, is he smart? It's like, oh yeah, he's pretty smart too.
Is he good at StarCraft?
No.
Is he also handsome?
Yeah, come on. Yeah, sharp-looking character Draco is.
Yeah. So to talk about these two guys, I feel like they both had their times to shine. herO most recently at IEM. So at IEM, herO won his championship off the back of beating crazy players like Innovation and TY. He 3-2'd them both to win the tournament. So you might think, okay, well, hero's just doing great against Terran. Well, specifically against ByuN, out of the last 6 times they've played, ByuN's won the last 5. So there's a little bit of a statistic on both players' sides. So really anything can happen today. I think this is an exciting matchup, and statistically the most even matchup that we'll get a chance to see here tonight.
Oh, I think that's a really good point, Rap, but I think that's completely correct. These guys should be about as... Did I just whistle out of my...
How do you do that?
How did I do that? Did you hear that whistle?
Can you also like rub your tummy and your head in opposite directions too?
I definitely cannot do that. That's too hard. What was that sound? I've been casting for a decade.
That's never happened
Korea,
before.
I've never had that whistle.
We're revolutionizing esports tonight.
Is there like a gap that's formed in my teeth? Am I going to be like...
No, that's actually the canary on your shoulder, Tasteless. How did you not know?
That's right, because I'm the canary in the coal mine for esports is what that really is.
Okay, don't go down that mine shaft.
Sorry about that. Anyways, what I was saying, to your point that I think is really good, Rapid, is that there is... it's really hard to say who's going to come out on top here. I think these guys are both very evenly matched. And I'm actually super looking forward to seeing how this ends up unfolding. We have the Banshee coming in here now.
Yep.
And we don't have any observers over here yet. And even if the probes are evacuated, there's still going to be a ton picked off.
Yeah, he just hit at a really devastating timing now. Just barely catching it.
You know, he got a little bit too greedy coming up there at the upper right. That observer did pop out. Now, it's still okay because he got 5 workers. Obviously, the more the merrier for the Protoss, for the Terran, rather, excuse me, but not bad.
Yeah, and herO had already sent his first observer way out on the map, so it's not back at home. Now, a lot of scouting information on both sides. That's annoying. So he's not going to have his next step quite as
There's a
quickly.
funny thing that we don't get to talk about that much in StarCraft, which is that sometimes a lot of the game could be decided by how many times that that worker that's sent out to expand is killed off.
Yeah.
If you lose that 3 or 4 times, the rest of the battles are not anywhere near as important as the fact that you never got to get the base up you needed to get up.
Yeah, and I mean, that means you're banking a bunch of minerals that now you just can't spend. You have to think to yourself, well, do I save these minerals and like try to build it a little bit later on, or do I just go ahead and spend them? It's a kind of an awkward spot to be in.
I think this is actually part of what we're seeing here is a reaction to we'd seen that probe get shot down, as we saw. I think it's 4 more gates total are being made.
Oh, wow,
there's 3 in the main, and then there's 1. Actually, I think it's 5 more. There was 1 I didn't see where it was. But okay, so it's 5 total.
Now, hero's still banking a bunch of minerals. Whoa! Get it! No! That's that ByuN control right there. Gets out just in the nick of time.
That was
a tasteless joke.
Thank you. My first name is Nick.
I figured it out.
I'm Saint Nicholas. That's actually pretty helpful that he did manage to keep that alive. He'll have to send that back and probably repair it since it is so. I'm sorry.
No, this
he
is
doesn't.
ByuN
No, he
tasteless.
doesn't. Tasteless. Just gonna wait for this to finish up here, cloaked. Is this the
know
right
that?
way to do this? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm always that save everything, get the hashtag value kind of guy, but not ByuN. He definitely wants to get the utmost amount of control. Maybe there's a time value on these Banshees. They're not going to be very valuable for very long, so just go and get the damage that you can.
Yeah, I guess any workers he gets is fine.
Oh, he blinked out of the observer range.
Well, he was hoping, I guess, that the observer would get over there, and eventually the stalkers would be there no matter what, but that's kind of funny.
Wow.
So we have the Warp Prism set up here. Now, he may not send the Warp Prism in until a Terran actually moves out.
Well, look at these Vikings from ByuN. He actually has 2 Vikings right there. Oh, it's a Viking and a Raven. So there's just no way to get into his base from that angle.
Stim almost done. Does Terran actually push out here? That's what I'm asking myself. I mean, Stim, along with, by the time he actually gets to the Protoss, Combat Shields is going to be ready. Really good placement here by ByuN. And with the auto turrets here, I'm not sure if he can actually plant that.
He's just going to lose everything.
Beautifully done by ByuN. Really nicely done.
Airtight on that approach path. Now, if herO had chosen to come in from the other direction, then that's definitely an open avenue. But great control there. ByuN does it again.
I'm wondering if ByuN I think ByuN might want to stay back for a little bit longer. He's already ahead in supply, but I feel like he's really cementing a lead here. I don't think there's much herO's can do or has been able to do to him for some time now. And you can already see the momentum with macro coming into play. As long as ByuN has a big, solid engage here onto herO, I think he's going to win this game. He just has to control everything properly, try to take out the robo units, for instance, if he wipes out the Immortals. Well, hold on. He's actually going to push out right here, right now. These Stalkers are going to need to blink away. Looks like herO's trying to optimize the amount of damage, but not really getting anything but 1 more kill here. Now, did ByuN overextend? The Adepts are coming forward. They will be able to get this tank for sure.
Whoa, yeah. Siege tanks are not a retreating unit, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's, this is what I was talking about just a minute ago, as I thought, ByuN doesn't have to move out now. He's done a good job. He's kind of held off everything. herO almost seems to be gearing up for some kind of big attack to try to really cripple his opponent. Let's see if he actually does it. Infantry armor's almost done, by the way.
Yeah, and Liberators are out, so ByuN knows all he has to do right now is just hold on. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw maybe a bunker or 2 put down. He knows that the time is now for herO. He's committed a lot of resources into going for 1 big attack.
Here we go. He's coming in now. The Immortals have been dropped, but they're going to be obliterated, I think, before they can be picked up into the Warp Prism.
He's blinking in underneath those liberation
This is not enough. Not enough here.
Oh,
the Stalkers are going down, and I think this was a huge miscalculation by herO. And you know what? That's all that ByuN had to do. That'd be great if he could get that last Warp Prism. The 1 crippled Immortal is going to be heading back here. Actually, it's not. It's totally fine. I'm sorry, Immortal. You're okay.
Well, it's not going to be okay for long.
Doesn't matter.
That's it. ByuN holds.
GG. Okay, straightforward game. herO might have to revert back to what we're used to seeing him do, which is some kind of a timing attack.
Yeah, a lot more kind of craftier builds. You could tell that after that Nexus got delayed, it was like, okay, well, do I just throw down a bunch more gateways? And he did, but ByuN just too good at defending.
Look, ByuN, ByuN is very solid. He doesn't always have to win by just attacking. herO might have to go back to his roots, and I'm not just talking about his team, Root Gaming. He might have to go back to what he used to win before, going to these strats that were engineered to hurt the Terran before the Terran ever got to be where they wanted to be, because even though herO in a lot of his other games has shown he can do a solid game, I'm a little bit worried it might not pan out well for him versus ByuN. And let's remember the other players in this group, right? Bunny, okay, I think herO can take Bunny. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Right.
But SOS. Wow. SOS is a tricky one.
You can never count that guy out.
Right.
We'll talk about him when he actually comes to play. Set number 2 is going to be on Abyssal Reef. This is a map both of these guys have played hundreds and hundreds of times, and a lot of cool opportunities for different pylon rushes, for ByuN, like crazy places with siege tanks. Anything can happen.
That's right. Let's do this. Game number 2, herO versus ByuN.
GSL Season 3, Code S.
You want to do this one rapid?
Oh, my, the honor is mine. In the blue,
don't fuck it up.
Root Gaming, herO.
There he is. I didn't even get the chance to say which side of the map he was on. That was going to be my my big screw up. But
Player number 2, don't fuck it up. Go.
His opponent in the red. He is
Team Expert, ByuN.
That was good.
There we go.
That was good.
One of the funniest parts of watching the remastered launch is like seeing like Jeff in control like try to do like the super serious intros. One of the best. He is.
Oh, dude, he's so good. He's so good at making fun of me. Well, the thing is, there's so much material out there because GSL's been out for so long that he sees all of my.
Oh, he had
weaknesses
you
at
guys
once.
down.
The best was when he was doing an impression at day 9, and then one of the the storm kills these mutas, and then he's like, okay, so. Hey guys, thanks for coming down. He's like, okay guys, so what we saw there was the storm did more damage than the mutas had HP, and therefore they died. So accurate.
Did more damage than they had health.
They had health, so they died.
Oh, Sean's just like there trying to have like a day 9 daily. You guys are all just like making
fun of him. Yeah.
It's like trying to actually be intelligent.
Well, if you think of how much time he's spent just solo casting trying to educate people,
right.
And then we've had time to screw around and and make jokes with each other. It's just like watching this tug of war between education and goofing off. It's pretty funny.
Oh, it was great. It was great.
All right, let's watch and see if herO does anything aggressive. He can still do it now. I mean, it's totally fine for Protoss to get a Nexus up and then a core, and then start trying to do these something crazy here. I feel like. By the way, this turned out to be one of the best maps in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, I was not, with the first time you see things start to float up, you're like, oh my god, it's so cool. And after 100 times, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. But the map itself has actually stood the test of double quotes time because it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
And all the pros love to play on it. So.
It's funny because a lot of people complained about this map when it came out. We had this rotation of each of the races and each of the matchups being like, oh, it's gonna be hard. I gotta cheese.
Well, things floating up block my vision, so I can't see the screen.
Micro. Blizzard.
My units are slower. The bullets fire slower underwater. Blizzard.
Yeah.
Can you fix that?
Yeah. I have to, but this map turned out to actually be just a really cool map that we've seen people adjust to, and I think it's brought out some awesome games.
Yeah, it got a lot of cool features. It has destructible rocks, so you can check that box off, or is it a good map?
Does Dustin Bratter like it? Yes, the rocks are destructible.
Big fan, yeah. Imagine having indestructible rocks, man. What would that be like?
That would be like what most of the map is, right? Right?
I guess.
What if we had a map where everything was destructible, like ramps and...
You could dig a hole in the ground.
You could destroy minerals. You just attack the minerals and they explode.
Oh my god.
This game would be horrible.
I just want to watch the world burn.
I want to make that horrible game and just see what happens.
Well, there's a Team Liquid map contest about to start right there, so if you guys are getting ideas... Credit
we should have a map. This is an open source map idea. I'll just say it because there's no way I'm going to be making a map anytime soon. What if you had a map where lava filled up the map parts of it?
Oh, there's like a single player co-op mission like that.
But what if you just had that every 5 minutes? Like maybe there was like a river that kind of cut, like on this map, it cut diagonally in between.
Yeah, there's a Brood War map called the Great Divide that's almost exactly like that, where there's a river in between. You have to traverse that. It was one of the.
But it doesn't lower and
no,
raise.
it does, that would be the cool mechanic. There.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, I'm sure pro gamers would be angry, but
then for one matchup, the timing of the lava rising and lowering would be like really broken because you couldn't attack across it. So
well, it'd be tough, but I always think you should push the limit with maps and see what happens.
Oh, absolutely. That's going to be a crazy contest to see what they come up with. Maps like Sequencer came out of that map contest, so really cool.
You got to respect the map making community.
Oh, you certainly do. Big fan of those guys out there.
Well, it's so, first of all, it's so hard to make a map, period. The amount of love you got to put into that.
Well, it's
crazy.
easy to like look at it and be like, oh yeah, you just like make bases and stuff. But no, it's actually very, it's definitely an art form, as is playing on the maps. So
certainly.
Before people start telling us to talk about the game,
no,
it's like okay, nothing's happened.
Quit messing around, Rapid. We gotta talk about maps.
Oh man, I can't wait for the comments. Like, they didn't talk about the game today. Double Forge from herO, so he is definitely looking a little bit later on. He's got the +1 on the way with Blink as the tech route he has chosen.
And Terran, everything is completely normal.
Wow, thanks, Faceless.
Yeah, this is what I'm here for. But yeah, in all seriousness, no, this map is just made for some absolutely wonderful games.
Yeah, and
I think it gets better the longer the game goes too. To see them try to stretch out and take these expansions, on either side.
And because you do have to stretch out, it's like a triangle. This is not a map that you traditionally see split in half a lot because the edges of the triangle are a little bit too difficult to consistently hold. They're so spread out. Now, ByuN's going forward trying to pick off this pylon. Oh, he's going to go back in for it. I hope our observer shows that.
No, he's not. Is he?
ByuN is one of those temptation Terrans, where if you give him like a 2 HP thing, he's just going to shove everything trying to kill it. We've seen him lose a couple of times just because he's going to boost back and kill the pylon.
I mean, these adepts are here, right?
No, they moved. They left.
Okay, they're moving back. Maybe they're going to go back there.
He should poke
you're right. He is going to unload over here. They'll stim and run in.
This is crazy. Oh, sick placement right outside of the observer vision.
Speaking of which, got that one observer there. We saw his little eyeball floating up.
Best part about the observer. He's going to go in for it again. He's going to kill the pylon. It's regenerated shield, so now it's actually a terrible idea, but he gets it.
Yeah, only losing 1 Marine. That's
50
cool.
50 minerals for 100 minerals.
So much about StarCraft is not just strategy and mechanics. Sometimes it's about priority. Like, do you devote APM to this versus that? ByuN is somebody who seems to always be willing to eke out extra APM for specific little chores on the map. And it's different than actually most of the Terrans we've casted.
Right.
They seem to be more macro image players. Don't confuse what I'm saying here with micro, macro, standard. I mean, like, a lot of other Terrans are big picture players. ByuN wants to win a lot of little skirmishes on specific parts of the map.
I mean, it's whatever game you want to play. And the game is called StarCraft 2, but there are games within the games. Like, do you play the micro game? Do you play like the positioning game? You try to surround your opponents. But for ByuN, he is all about winning lots of little battles. Now, he's coming in here to snipe a couple
like
of probes.
This, though, this is a mistake. I don't think there was any reason to do that, and that's the danger. And ByuN is in a lot of ways like a if Marine King was, some kind of superhuman player, if we're going to make this is a horrible comparison. All right, but ByuN is like the ultimate version of Marine King, is what I'm trying to say. I was messing up my metaphor, but Marine King had really good control, but nowhere near as good as ByuN. ByuN's doing stuff we've never seen before. But again, you see the same mistakes happening from ByuN, where occasionally you're engaging and maybe it's not necessary, and then you lose this dropship. You didn't get anything out of it, and sometimes that's all the Protoss needs, is to absorb a few of your attacks and get your supply overall just down. And then eventually the game tips into the Protoss' favor. The Protoss can then pick a fight and probably win it and start to drive the Terran back.
ByuN's like the second evolution of Marine King Prime.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was trying to get the entire time, but I couldn't find the words for it.
I coalesced it for you.
Thank you.
Also, ByuN used to be known as Ghost King Prime, so there's an homage there. Not an Amish there. That's totally different. There's no Amishes there.
Shout out to all the Rumskipping nerds that are
Rumspringa, yeah.
Rumspringa, not Rumskipping. Oh, I messed it up.
You don't even know you're Amish, Tasteless.
That's what I've been
What
telling
a fraud!
So we got a big attack coming in here now. Now the Adepts can go behind. Oh, he has to cancel that shade. Yeah, for sure. Whoa. Ooh. That would have been completely destroyed by mines. And seems like the Terran Army's going to back up a little bit here again. You got to be careful not to be too far out on the map. We saw in the last game, ByuN was out a little bit too far, lost that tank, but then herO kind of threw things away by attacking when he didn't need to.
Right, and that's the big mistake I don't want to see herO make. And if you look behind it, he's getting up a 4th base, and he's just out here for pressure. Now, does have to watch out. Wow, that mine actually almost went off.
That spitting. Good shot. Gets that one Widow mine there. And this is actually a great play here by ByuN, just starting to shave this off. After casting that Brood War tournament, I've really realized how StarCraft 2 fights are settled in a matter of seconds.
Oh, they should.
And this I think is already might be settled right here. I mean, he just lost about a 4th of his army. herO did.
Well, it's just so cool to watch ByuN go for these little tiny trades. He shaves off an Immortal, and granted, he did just lose that Cyclone, but he's all about how much he can micro his units to get that advantage. Now, back at home, herO's gone for a counterattack.
Now, the counterattack should be handled, I believe, here by
a lot of damage.
Now, where did he shade to? He shaded. Okay, now he's locked out.
Yeah, but he's got more, and they're going to bust through the front. There's no Marines in that bunker at the front, but the 4th base for herO will be canceled.
Yeah. Now that being said, though, this push is he doesn't really have an answer for this. All of his Warbins have been at depths that are over here. Now, Terran's lost about 14. Now it's about 25 SCVs, and the number's shooting up faster than I can keep track. But will this still be enough damage to stop? Overall, the Terran pushing through. The Terran's army is still a serious threat.
Wow, 40 SCVs.
Jesus.
That is. Yeah, as a caster, I can read numbers off the screen and tell you that many SCVs have died. And now herO's just going to go for it. I feel like this is a little bit of an overcommitment, but does he have enough?
I'm not sure that he does. There's still a lot of Marauders on the low ground here.
Oh, Liberation Zones are pretty good, guys.
I stand corrected, even though he had a lot of Liberators there. That was certainly not enough for the Immortals and the Stalkers and Adepts that were out of there. So I think this game should, if Protoss attacks right now, I think this game actually does go to herO.
I mean, after big fights like that, you kind of have to look at the supply. And there's a big difference right now, about 40 in herO's advantage, and he has units that are very good against the ones that ByuN will be able to mass produce. Basically everything on the ground there at the front. The front door's already busted open from those previous Adepts, and there's no Liberators in the air.
So, I think one of the big mistakes that ByuN made back there was after he killed the 4th, I think he should have headed back.
Now
trying to stabilize there.
Yeah, it's a hard call to make.
Well, he saw the 3 pylon cannons go up, and I know that it is not easy for the Terran to just run away. Sometimes that's when you get the big wins, is that you jump in there as they're retreating, and some of the slower units do get picked off, but I think that was wishful thinking by ByuN to think that he could just keep pushing, and there would be no way for herO to stop it, especially when we saw that number shoot up to 25 kills on the SCVs. The attack wasn't even done yet.
Yeah, and ByuN's not making any more SCVs. He is not going to try to rebuild his economy from taking all that early damage.
Right.
He's going to go up to Ghosts, hope to get some nice EMPs off, but I don't know if herO's going to give him that chance. Okay, yes he is. He's not going to shade in there.
Well, I think there's no need to try to end this. He's starting SCVs now. It looks like he wanted to cut SCV production for a little bit.
Just to get the Ghosts out.
Yeah, just to get the units that he needs to have a tech comp that's doable. Now, with this many Adepts, he might just let this unshade here and try to block. Yeah, this is great.
Oh, and a blink forward. Look at those EMPs all over the Adepts. These Adepts are going to be at half health for most of this fight. And lots of them are going down.
Yeah, he blinks forward here. That's going to be the game. GG. herO evens it up 1-1. Nicely done.
Yeah, and I love that style from herO, not going to commit to these early fights, but knows exactly how to pull ByuN apart and punish him for trying to push out.
And I think that even though most of ByuN's handling was good back there, I will reiterate, the big mistake was to try to commit onto that base. When you've killed that many workers, even though the ByuN army was scary, none of the reinforcements that entire time had managed to beat up. So even though you take out those Adepts eventually, you have the same army that you had like 2 minutes ago. And of course, even though it was Adepts warping in, there were still Immortals coming out to help the fight. Those are great against the Marauders on the ground. There were still enough Stalkers. He still had enough patience. He was able to handle it. So it's going to come down to our last map, Newkirk Precinct.
Yeah, and this is a map that we've seen great TVPs on just last week in SSL. I think we had 2 or 3 of those. So love to see this as our final map. Let's go ahead and get into it. It's ByuN versus herO, and this actually decides a lot. We've got only Protoss and Terrans in this group, so some players like herO, great at PvT. I think he has like a 60% win rate right now in that matchup, and he just finished beating the best Terrans in the world to win IEM Shanghai. So he's just never looked better in this matchup, and for ByuN, once he takes that first loss, then it's in the danger zone, only one best of 3 away for being eliminated from the GSL Code S.
And ByuN, of course, is really hungry to come back and win again after getting second place in GSL versus the world, but he's got to get through this very tough group. Nobody in this group is messing around. Our map is now loading up. This could be a long one. We've seen that before, but a lot of times it does end with timing pushes specifically. Let's go into game number 3.
2017 Hot 6, GSL Season 3, Code S.
In the bottom right, in the blue, he is
Root Gaming, herO.
I like when you do it better, Jesus.
Do it say it exactly how I say it. See, let's go. I bet you can do better.
All right, here we go. In the bottom left, our red Terran player, he is
Team Expert, ByuN.
See,
there we go.
Anybody can do this.
I was just, this is where you draw really well, and your friend's like, how did you draw that picture? And secretly you just traced it over the magazine. That's my cheat sheet. You ever seen that how to draw an owl meme? It's like, draw these circles, then draw the rest of the owl.
No, I haven't seen. That's actually pretty funny.
It's pretty funny, yeah.
Well, if you look at it, if you ever bought, when I was a kid, I was kind of into drawing, and I was trying to buy these books and be like, what? There's 8 ovals or something to make a person.
I'm like, okay, I draw the circle.
All of a sudden they've drawn it in.
How to cast StarCraft. Well, you start by talking, and then just cast like Tasteless. Yeah. That's how you do it, guys. Every once in a while I get these people messaging me, and they're like, how do I get into esports? I'm like, well, you just kind of do it.
You start doing
stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. If you are a person who's gotten into esports by following a carefully articulated plan and checking things off by doing everything everybody else told you to, that person I don't think exists.
Yeah, sometimes people have asked me that. I'm like, well, I majored in esports in college, and then I got my PhD. And no, it's just you gotta start doing. You gotta start somewhere and keep applying yourself. See where that takes you. By the way, herO is not going for the same style of play that we saw in the last 2 games. We see 2 gases, and I believe it is 3 probes. Yeah, 3 probes in each gas mining here. So he wants to go swinging right away here, and this is herO going back to what we're used to seeing herO play like in a lot of these other games. I'd say more in 2016 than in 2017.
Definitely. Now, ByuN does have a scouting marine, so he's going to make sure there's no proxies, but I feel like the real valuable information right now comes in seeing that there's no nexus behind this. And, we saw SOS do a version of this build where he went for a pylon overcharge at the front door. I think that's a very potent way to punish things like low ground CCs like this, but herO's going to do the more standard version, just a Stargate first. It's a great opener versus Terrans, but it does delay that expansion.
Okay, we got the Oracle. There it is.
There it is.
A time traveler. God, I'm good.
You time traveled 5 seconds
People are watching
into the future.
Man, this guy is legit. He knew that Oracle was coming.
You're an alchemist. There's the what is it? The equal trade that you have to make. That's why your arms hurt. You have to sacrifice that for time traveling powers.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works.
Does he come in here now? This it's subtle here, but if you could damage each of these Marines a little bit. Oh, get out of there! No!
Whoa!
What did it? What
did that destroy?
It whipped.
Oh my God!
That's the closest.
Here's the best Protoss
shit I have ever seen.
How does that happen?
That was crazy.
A literal god, Tasteless.
That was crazy.
How do you? You can't.
No, he didn't mean to do that.
Shh, yes,
the Widowmine only has so many missiles, right?
Way to kill esports,
it comes with 200 minerals and or 200 missiles. Excuse me. That was so close. Now, sometimes you can get that to where if they haven't made enough Marines or something, they were a little bit damaged there. But look, he got 5 SCVs. This is a great start here for herO.
Yeah, and now he's going to continue to build that, so it's not like it's crippling damage or anything. But I think that at this point, herO realizes there might be a timing to put on additional pressure.
Well, I think what he can do here is, I don't believe he wants to dive in too much more with the Oracle. Now, he has to be ready for this attack here, but in big picture, before this drop starts, you can end up tagging the enemy field at the expansion, get the Phoenixes to pick up the mines and run in here, I think with a bunch of adepts. I believe that's the game plan. And he should not actually... Okay, I was going to say... Oh, wait, he missed micro? Okay, that
nice.
Was really good.
Now, that's a great way to deal with this. He also gets it because it doesn't automatically burrow when you drop it. And he's really going to be able to deal with this drop almost perfectly.
This is perfect.
Wow.
Okay, this is going right into herO's plans. -1 medevac, -1 Widowmine, -6 Marines. To top that off, the 5 SCVs that were killed there earlier, the one missing Widowmine that will eventually cause this Widowmine later to be without missiles. I'm joking about that part.
No,
But
this is the whirlwind and the butterflies thing,
yes,
right?
It's exactly, yeah, this is the butterfly effect cast. But now he's got an opening to do this timing and come in here and bust down his opponent. This is awesome.
Yeah, and these Marines, like in small numbers, if you micro your oracles correctly, you can deal with them. But thankfully, the rest of the anti-air force comes out and pushes herO away.
Really nicely handled there. So let's see. I believe it's a follow-up timing, unless herO decides it's not safe. But the fact that he's still making some of these Phoenixes here, coming here and try to get some of these kills off.
This is a lot of a commitment here. You might actually lose most of this, and yeah, the Marines underneath.
That was a little crazy, but he does get the Adepts to come in here.
Ooh, nice
and do some
hit.
more damage. And as long as he can kite this back, he can get over to this corner. I don't think he loses any of these. Let's see.
Yeah,
I think
he's going to shade out.
Yeah, just out of range of when that siege tank could have done that one shot to damage that.
Now, more barracks on the way here, so ByuN is going to use this to start, getting his macro on. And for herO, the big question is, do you go for a third base? This is the timing that he's gone for it in both of our previous games, but looks like both players are really kind of holding off for now.
So, going to come in here once again, get a peek. Counts 1 tank, sees a bunker. There's a chance herO's trying to evaluate. Are there opportunities to come in here and attack? Trying to just get a good read on ByuN. Let's not forget that ByuN occasionally, not just in this series, but just in general, leans a little bit too hard on being aggressive. It ends up feeding into his opponent, throwing units away.
Okay, now, herO has decided we're not going for a third expansion. God damn.
What?
He just threw down an expansion right as I said that. So.
Well, he probably came in there with those Adepts.
Well, I was just watching him throw down 3 more gateways, and I was like, okay, well, this is where you make that big, aggressive commitment. No, he also had enough money to put that expansion down.
Well, he can still do this off of 3 bases. He in some ways, he just has to wait for the Terran to try to get a third here.
Well, it's happening.
And he's making that third command center, but I mean, when he tries to land it, is it possible for him to try to run in there and maybe smash this base? He's stuck with a lot of Phoenixes. Now remember, even though everybody on the internet was complaining about Phoenix, Adept, all these Terrans were, when they would then move out of their base and lose everything to Phoenixes and Adepts, and I'm looking at this thinking, well, you might want to just stay at home a little bit.
Right.
Let's see if ByuN does anything like that here, because that could really hurt him. And if not, maybe when the third base is acquired, herO tries to go in there and pull the rug out from under his opponent.
Right. I'm a little bit leery after game 1 of herO trying to ever bust in on ByuN. I think his control is just really good at defending that. So really, when there's no need, why go in there and mess with him? But big Phoenix count. I think he has finally finished making those. A great addition to the PvT army because it helps deal with things like Liberators when they set up, and keeps the medevac count low if you do have these engagements. But currently, there's just not all that many of either one of those out. So you get one observer, the second one survives.
Yeah, it's funny. He actually had 2 over there. You're kind of never supposed to have more than 1 in that area, because good Terrans will always come out and scan and shoot it down.
Right.
But I guess if that second observer gets away, it's fine. Now, again, we're waiting to see will herO pull the trigger. Remember, guys, Phoenix Adept is not that strong when both players get close to maxing out. I mean, Terran is trying to add in new units and get more. Okay, there we go. Gets the second one. So a lot of times, the Protoss wants to pick a fight, and sometimes that can be at the third. It doesn't mean he 100% is going to do it, but at least in a lot of the StarCraft theory that we understand, this seems to be sort of one of the moments you want to wait for. Now, we also want to see maybe Protoss tries to switch into another tech, something like that.
Right. I mean, you can stay on this for a while. I'm a little bit leery about committing too heavily to Phoenixes, because inevitably, you're just going to have a lot of Marines that you can't deal with that way, but I mean, there are plenty of Adepts on the ground, so barring some insane mine hits or anything like that, I think both players are setting up for a pretty solid mid-game composition, and finally ByuN adding in those Liberators.
Okay, now I think this is the moment that we're talking about. He's going to warp in here. Does he have enough time to warp in? He should be able to get the first wave in there.
Right.
The Viking will kill it, but this is enough to... Okay, so some of the army's being drawn back here. Now, at the front of the base, we're going to see him try to move in here. The Adepts are shading forward. I think he might have shaded... Whoa, he shaded too soon. What is this?
Oh, yeah, ByuN senses a little bit of weakness.
Well,
the mine hit went off in the background. This time ByuN gets a do-over of game 2.
Oh my god, here we go!
He is going to complete this shade. Now there are Liberators out, but look at that, a lift on the tank, and these Phoenix doing a lot of work. There's not enough on the ground for ByuN. He doesn't have enough.
Yeah, he's going to take out this Liberator. Now, there are some Marauders coming in over here. We might need to see some reinforcements. There are 3 pylons positioned out here on the map. The next big wave is warping in. Observer just on the outside. No scan to gun this down. I'm not sure. Are there Widow Mines down there in that base?
There's one.
Oh, there it is. There's one coming down here now. He needs to pick that one up because the Splash is the big threat here for the Adepts.
Oh, Widow Mine gonna go off there. And actually, a big chunk of those Adepts now about half HP. ByuN trying to control, but great, just dancing around the outside of that Liberation Zone.
You know, he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. ByuN should win this. 25 SCVs killed, though, but that still puts the worker count at almost even here. But hold on now. ByuN might be moving out a little bit too far. He needs to stay back where the Liberators are.
Man, herO's really going for this. Marauders are not that great against the Depths here, but
the thing is he's kiting them pretty well.
Right.
He's not actually taking hits. It's like they're actually just fully fighting and exchanging damage. He's just sort of running away.
Great control on both sides, and after everything is said and done here, herO takes the massively worse trade. He's down to almost half of ByuN's army supply, and the quality of ByuN's army is a lot higher, whereas herO lost every single Phoenix.
So, nice hold. The overarching dilemma now for herO is that he was sticking with that Unicom.
Right.
Phoenix Adept. And like we all know,
well, he's just going to go for it. There's nothing but Adepts on the production tab.
Yeah, well,
what is it that we know, Tasteless?
Well, let me tell you. Now, if this works and it's okay, you know what? That was a great play there.
Oh, he baited both mines.
Yeah, okay, so the Splash isn't there yet. There's still a Liberation Zone. There's also another warp in. Right now, herO basically has to make this work before he runs out of time. He's going to try to outmaneuver him. Some Adepts might try to shade in over here. No, he cancels that shade, excuse me.
Yeah, there's a wall there, so he can't get through.
Yeah. I thought he was going to unshade and kill the depot and then just go for it, but I guess not. I suppose he's realizing he can't try to split this up because as long as Terran lasts, Terran should be okay. No probes making, some stalkers making. He wants to try to get underneath the Liberators and kill them. Now look, look at this perfectly timed shade. He let it start a little bit later. Here we go.
Lots of Liberation Zones already set up. The mines this time connect on the Stalker. There's Marines and Marauders on the high ground taking out everything from herO.
He's coming in here right now. It's just Adepts, no more Stalkers. The Adepts doing a lot of damage to these workers, but again, it doesn't seem like they can combat all these Marauders and Liberators. They just don't have a good position to seal the deal. While it is true that herO has more probes, the overall supply count is bigger for ByuN, which means he has a much stronger, much more complex army.
Yes, 73 to 24. No matter how you want to couch it, that's a big advantage for ByuN. It means that he can keep defending, but like you said, he is a little bit farther behind on the economy. So I'm glad to see herO not just totally all-inning, he's backing off and taking that macro advantage.
And, you know, when you're seeing these fights from herO, what you see is what he's got. In rare cases, he's made some Stalkers. It's mostly been Phoenixes and Adepts. Now, we do have a Dark Shrine coming in here, so herO's trying to transition this game. He's not going to try to come in again with Phoenixes and Adepts. Actually, for a while, it was just like 1 or 2 Phoenixes and the Adepts. Some of this may go back to the fact that, let's remember earlier on, we saw the 2 Oracles, and I think it was 4 or 5 Phoenixes fighting to try to do damage there. And ByuN actually handled that quite well. I wonder had he kept that alive and used the Oracles to try to tag some of the mines, just the ground army to get a better position, had this game ended up working out. And, you know, ByuN just really on top of this. Look at how this is handled perfectly. This War Prism's never going to get back home. He's slowly bleeding herO off.
And there's another force attempted. Oh, wow, he's actually taking a secret expansion up here. herO, sneaky. Gonna go for the upper expand.
I gotta say, Rapid, I don't really disagree with it. I think that if he expands to the 2 locations in between where that hidden base is, could be bad. Now, there's DTs coming out here.
I mean, I feel like herO knows he has a much smaller army supply at this point, so trying to take those vulnerable outer expansions, that's going to be difficult for him to hold on against, especially with an upfront, straight-up push like ByuN.
Okay, he's coming forward now. The army's retreating. I think he might go in here even despite the 4 pylon cannons that were activated. Now, DTs are doing damage, but what really deals damage faster? I think the answer is clearly the army of ByuN.
Indeed, ByuN bringing that Eminem to Bear will take out that third base. Now, herO does have that additional base up on top, and he's shut down one of ByuN, so lots of damage being done on both sides, but ByuN with a very scary army.
Okay, Scan comes down here. He's on the hunt right now. You know, I don't know if it's the right move for ByuN to try to go take out the base at the top, not that he even knows that that's there. I think what he wants to do is try to zone back this army. Now, getting this Immortal is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. That would have been great to have in the back to chunk out these Immortals, or to chunk out the Marauders on the ground, but as is just shaving off every single unit he can. Nice EMP. There's a DT behind. It's taking out the Ghost in the rear, but here come the Liberators.
There's actually just too many Marauders here.
Yeah.
The Marauders, even though they're countered by the Immortal, there's not enough Immortals here all bunched up. I think we're going to see herO tap out here.
Yeah, now there are, the bases, the economy for ByuN is actually really terrible behind this, so herO might try to just hang on, but he's also taken a lot of economic damage. With losing all those probes, that's going to do it. ByuN wins game 3. GG.
Nicely done by ByuN. I feel like ByuN style might be just a little bit more advanced overall in that series. I don't blame herO for trying to go back to Phoenix Adept, but Phoenix Adept is old hat at this point in time.
It is.
It really is.
You really can't lose all your Phoenix that early on and then just keep trying to come back with more and more Adepts. ByuN eventually just built into the correct army composition, had way too much on the ground, crushed heroes. He tried to get that expansion up, and we'll take him out.
I do wonder... I wonder if herO can get out of this group now. He definitely has a shot, but ByuN's looking great. Guys, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, SOS vs. Bunny at the GSL Code S.